Hi everyone, I'm Tim TJ Karagosian, founder and lead engineer of VentureQuest Games. Thanks for tuning in today to go over my recent work on our very first game, C-Commerce, Cosmic Capitalism. I've been deep into this project for a while now, creating it from scratch without even the use of a game engine. And today, we get to see the completion of the functionality alpha phase that gives us a nice base structure to then build the rest of the vision on top. But first, to set the stage, imagine it's the year 2135. Earth is nearly tapped out of resources, and our best and brightest come together with a solution. Let's get those resources from our solar system. Governments, unfortunately, aren't up to the task, so it's to private companies to start the new industry of C-Commerce. You play as the CEO of one of these companies, aiming to save humanity and grow your business with your decisions, with a lot of challenges that have resulting consequences. I grew up reading those choose-your-own-adventure books constantly and consuming all kinds of sci-fi media. And I wanted to take those retro and nostalgic vibes and wrap them into a game that just feels really nice to play. And this means C-Commerce will have full offline support. It won't have any ads, it won't have microtransactions, and it won't have any pop-ups or notifications that bug you. And every story that you make on it will be unique. All right, let's dive in for that demo of what it can do. I'll be showing the Android version as it's easier to build, but the iOS version is nearly identical. So when you first open up C-Commerce, you're treated to a VentureQuest Games logo and a little teaser about the story of the game as well as what to expect for gameplay. It's going to set the tone with the music as well as the visuals for what you're going to expect as far as this retro style. If we click ahead to the title screen, we see now that we've got this messaging scrolling across. And what this messaging is doing is it's going to tell us statistics and achievements that the player has done before in previous playthroughs. The settings allows us now to set proper volume of music and sound effects, and it'll play the sound effect to make sure that your audio level's right. And you can now set those appropriately and the system will remember them. The credits are fairly basic, but they've got some cool artwork in it, and I just wanted to make it as fun as I could. The only thing we don't see on this title screen that actually does exist is a continue button, and that only occurs if you have a playthrough that you did not finish yet. So now when you start a new game, you get a dialogue asking you how long you'd like to play this game for, basically. How many in-game years with an estimation on time. And after you select that, you're treated to a name screen, where basically this starts your personalization and, if you want, roleplay. I have these random buttons if you're not feeling very inspired, and that's kind of what I do to quickly go through it. This here is brand new, and I think this is a lot of fun. There are 32 messages in all, and this used to be a facial scan screen. It was kind of boring, but now it's a lot more fun. So what we have here is the current state of the in-game screen, and you're going to see that it kind of looks like a PDA system as it was intended. You will have a maximum of 6 buttons down here to make decisions on. You can see we've got 2 available to us right now. You've got some text here that will tell you kind of what's going on, and it'll be related to the image you have up here, and it will be giving you a visual of representation of what's going on. But we also have some status and various things all around the outside of the image. And each of these are clickable for more information on what this is and what everything means. As well as we have this X button in the corner, and this X button allows us to basically stop operations. So if you want to clock out and pause the game where we have that continue button, or a resign and quit where you're delivered to the game over screen. And if you clock out and pause, it takes you back to the title screen, and we see we've got that continue button again. And if we select it, it's going to load up the last screen we were at, as well as everything we've set up to this point. Skipping through this, it tells you a lot about the story of the game, what this comm is. The next phase of work will be able to build upon that and make things a lot better, and you're not going to be clicking through just next on a whole bunch of things. Right now on this screen, we get a good example of one of the randomizations, and it basically just gives you a backstory of what your company does and how it rose to the top. In the same respect, you have A story of how your CEO also came into play. Right now I just have placeholders for 3 random stories of each, but in the future I plan on adding much more. So now here I have an example of one of the first big decisions you're going to need to make in this game, and that is, what kind of ship do you want to build? Do you want to build like the latest and greatest, or do you want to build something that can just kind of make it to space and hope for the best? But in this situation, we'll build the excellent rocket. And there it is, and everybody's happy. And now we get to name our ship. And once again, I have a random button here, and sure, we'll call it the Discovery. And you can see here, I kind of got a little lazy on the messaging, piecing it together and making sure that it works, making sure that stats get set, making sure that values come out. And in the situation that, hey, I've got $7 trillion left, I need to make all these trillions of dollars, but in the situation that I can't afford it, I've got an insufficient funds that will stop you and prevent you from doing so. So after we select a crew, it's unfortunately going to be the end of functionality that we have of our game. We've proven out that we make decisions, we've proven out those decisions can affect other values, and then this is proving out that on our game over, that we've actually recorded some of the things that have happened. So that's my game at the completion of the functionality alpha phase. And outside of the game's story content, there is a beautiful base structure that I'm going to be able to build that wonderful content right on top of. So my big, beautiful, awesome goals will continue. And in that, I hope to release to you on January 15th, my birthday, an open beta of the game with story intact. And then from there, from all the feedback and things I can build, I want to release a full version of the app in May. And if my game ever takes off, I have even bigger plans. If we get enough downloads and encouraging feedback, I'd love to expand C-Commerce with a DLC that goes into some of the more bizarre sci-fi aspects, such as aliens, and of course, more exploration. Thanks for watching, and if you're as excited as I am about all this, consider joining our testing team. Feel free to email ccommercegame@gmail.com with your name and your platform device, and I'll add you to it. Or as well, feel free to keep following me for more updates on it. And together, let's build an awesome game universe and a story that's unique with you in control of it.